Sorry about that. Just kind of getting situated here still. Alright, I think I'm live. Welcome to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Fairly confident I am live now. There we go. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see here. I'm going to be doing some more Serperior Raids here. I'll get the first one up here in one moment. Let me just send a notification real quick on Discord. I almost forgot. Also, feel free to join my Discord, and if you need a link, I can post it in the chat. But 1 second. Yo, what's up, SS Insomnia? Welcome to stream. It's fairly quiet. Oh yeah, I need to get Nightbot. Also, my album went live last night. Maybe I'll play through the album on stream. I almost forgot, normally I do a listening party. I forgot to do that today, actually. I completely slipped my mind. Let's see. Yo, what's up, King Ritz Z? Welcome to the stream. Alright, I think I'm good to go here. I'm doing well. About to host some Serperior Raids. My first solo album actually just went live today on all streaming platforms, YouTube Music, Amazon Prime, whatever, Apple Music, Spotify. You made a new Gallade build for the raid? Sounds awesome. Let me go find that raid, by the way. Yeah, here, I'll post a link. I don't know if most people probably don't have Spotify, so I'll find the YouTube link to the album. There's 9 songs on it. Feel free to listen to them. I might play some of them through. I might play through the album actually during the stream today. Did you get the link? That should be a link directly to the album on YouTube. I really appreciate that, yeah. Alright. Where is this? There it is. Yeah, maybe at some point. Terabug, Gallade. Ooh. I'm excited to see. I was thinking, I didn't build anything different for the raid, but I was thinking about building something different. Let's see. Shell Bell, Swords Dance, Fury Cutter, Reflect Life 2. Actually, that sounds really good. Fury Cutter with Sharpness on top of Terabug. Yeah, so in the music, I pretty much play everything except for the horns and the violin that's like sampled on the one album track. Not sampled, but played. I composed all the music, all the horn parts, all of the like instruments. I've composed them, but I actually sent like the sheet music to people to play it for my song. But yeah, I'm the guitar player, bassist. I actually have my guitars and my bass right behind me. I have like a little MIDI controller that I can like input to do like synth and keys, and also just like it has like a drum pad on it too. I program all the drums since I don't have a drum kit. I'm recording it all in this room right here. It's not even soundproofed. There's like a huge echo in this room. And also keep in mind, this is the first, like the whole song, the album, I also am mixing it. So I recorded everything myself and I mixed it myself, which I never knew how to do prior to this album. So it's my first time learning the art of sound engineering. And also there's a lot more I can learn realistically. Yeah, all the vocals are mine too. Appreciate it, yeah. Which song are you listening to if you don't mind me asking? Here, let me put the code up, sorry. Yeah, I used to play in a band like 14 years ago probably at this point. But I haven't really done anything serious music in a long time. And I've never released solo music on a professional level. And I just got this urge to, like, I bought this XLR microphone with like, you know what I mean? It's like a analog signal. So I could record my acoustic guitar, my vocals, different things like that. And then everything, like my bass and my guitar, I can just plug directly into my audio interface that I bought here. I'll show it to you. It's like a, actually it's kind of hard to see. It's like a Focusrite. This is like a very standard basic like audio interface that you can buy. And like I've played guitar since I was like 16. And like the thing is, I'm not like when it comes to playing guitar, I'm not like some crazy metal guitarist or something, but I do actually have heavier songs I've been working on. I have this like hardcore punk version of Lavender Town I'm releasing for Halloween. It's like already done. I'm just like waiting to release it. Things change. So Things Change. That song is actually so in my old band, it's like a ska punk band called Kiwi Punch. That particular track you're listening to, it's the one Anomaly on the album. I am playing bass in it. I'm playing it's like a live bass input for the bass. Like I just plugged in a recorded bass for the song. But the actual drums and like all the sounds you're hearing, like the horns and the like guitar parts, that is actually from an old song that I did write with my old band. I did play guitar in that, and there was like it's like a jazz punk song. And in this song you're listening to, I actually sample it. So I'm sampling the drums and like different parts and cutting it up, and I'm making like a drum and bass kind of track with my own song. So I'm like sampling my own song to make a new song. That's pretty much what that song is. And that's the one song on the album that is like new, if that makes sense. Like I just kind of was one day messing around like, oh, I want to learn how to make a drum and bass song, but I don't want to sample music that I don't own or have rights to. So I pretty much just like found one of my old songs that, you know, my band recorded, because we did do one album together, and I was like, all right, I'll just use this. And I just sampled, like I cut up the drums, you know, because like our drummer was pretty sick. And then I just kind of like found horn parts at the end, because there's like a part where there's like no other accompaniment. It's just like the saxophone playing. So I just cut up like the sax line into like 4 different melodic pieces and kind of made it like a horn section. Yeah. Yo, what's up, Jordan? Welcome back. Yeah, let's test it out. Well, I'm sure we'll do good. I'll use skill swap. Here, turn 1. Yeah, so the rest of the album is more like reggae, ska, some punk, like ska punk stuff. Interesting enough, I've already been recording my second album. Like I already have 4 songs pretty much recorded for the second album. They're still in mixing, and there's still other instruments I'm gonna be like composing for these tracks and like recording. But like the drums, the bass, the lyrics, the guitars are like already tracked. And the synth. And I've been, the second album I'm working on, I'm actually trying to be more consistent. Because on the very first album, each track I kind of just picked drum sounds that sounded cool in the moment. Like I just didn't really have consistency. Like the album flows good, I think. But like, yeah, aside my guitars and bass, like sounding the same throughout each album, like track. The drums themselves are like varied, like kit wise. I was just experimenting very much. Like every track I found some element that I could experiment with. Like my second track on the album is actually, if you ever watch my YouTube videos and you get to the end where there's like that little song that plays, like the little like dun, 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 like that guitar part or whatever. Like that's an old song I recorded in like 2011 or something, 2012 maybe 2010. And pretty much I redid the song. So there's a new version of that song on the album, which is, you know, if you've ever watched my videos, you're instantly gonna recognize the song. And on top of that, I actually took elements from the original track, because I have this Audacity file, because I didn't know how to sound engineer. I knew how to record, and I didn't know how to like equalize anything back in the day. You know, I just like messed around and did things I thought sounded cool, which arguably wasn't correct at all, which is fine. But it kind of has like this like lo-fi kind of sound to it, I guess, just because due to the fact that it's like recorded so bad. And I'm recording it from like a Casio keyboard with my microphone, like a microphone just like above it being plugged in digitally instead of analog. So it's a digital recording of a distanced Casio keyboard. But since I was recording to a drum beat from the Casio keyboard, I could in fact make a BPM for it. Like I could make a click track, and I could keep some of the old elements from the original track. Like it's kind of cool. And I did incorporate it, like, so pretty much the new song is a mixture of new things I recorded or re-recorded. Like I re-recorded the guitar parts, for example, and the bass. And I actually took the beat from the original song and I cut up, I sampled the kick drum and the snare, and I built like a drum kit out of it. It's pretty cool. I had a lot of fun working on it. It was like my first time working in like Ableton and doing mixing. But I've messed around doing sound engineering before. I just didn't know what the hell I was doing ever. This is the first time I've actually sat down and learned. Like I watched YouTube videos studying what do hertz mean. Like, you know, when you look at like a equalizer on a stereo or something, it's like, what does it, you know, there's like 3 buttons normally, like low, mid, treb, right? But when you really have like the breakdown and you're looking at like sound design, there's a lot of like you're actually looking at numbers, like what's the 1000 megahertz mean? You know, it's like a low end. It's like, what do I cut out of here? Where do I keep this? Where is it appropriate to keep this and turn this up? And where is it better to turn it down, because it actually creates an illusion to your ears that it's louder. Like there's a lot of like sound tricks I've learned that I'm like, oh my gosh, it's kind of insane. It's like, because it's like you want to achieve a certain thing, like I want this to be loud, and you think, oh, I'll just turn it up, right? That's your natural like inclination, but it's not really the right thing to do necessarily. Sometimes it's more about like turning other things down, or turning, you know what I mean, and then it like accents it better. Or it's like you have to go into the actual EQ and cut out like a lot of like high end or low end noise, and then that's how you can achieve like a more clarity in your mix, for example. And then the reality of it is like I'm learning all this stuff about sound engineering and like trying to do it through putting out music and producing and learning along the way. But most people don't care, because the reality is if you're listening to it and you're not hearing, like if you're a normal person, the only way sound design is going to bother you if it's bad. Like if it's bad, you'll notice it. If you don't notice anything, then that's pretty much all I'm trying to achieve. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But other sound engineers and people who are into producing like are always listening to music on a critical ear, like, oh, I would mix this a little different, or I'd turn up the hi-hat here or something, you know what I mean? But most people, it's just like, as long as there's nothing that just like reminds them that this is a song that is like produced, like I don't know how to explain it. As long as there's nothing that just overtly makes them feel like this is sounding bad, you know, Like, it just hurts my ears, like the high end. Because there are certain frequencies that the human ear, for example, can't really hear, but it still affects you. And if it's just sitting in your mix, it just like muddies out the sound sometimes. But also like low end. Say you want like a kick drum that cut right through your mix. And what I mean by that is like, if you're listening to a song, you want that kick drum to be like boom, boom, boom. Sometimes you have to like cut out certain elements in the bass throughout the rest of the like all the other instruments, and like that's how you achieve that. Or you can use like something called chain compression. I don't know, I'm getting like into like a real, I don't need to be sitting here. I could sit here and talk about this, honestly. Clearly this is probably not the right topic for my Pokemon channel. But, you know, it is a fun thing. I did study, like I'm really into jazz. When I was in college, I studied a little bit of jazz, just as like an extracurricular activity. Because I was already playing music, and I don't know, I've always been, like I've taken a lot of theory classes throughout school, just because even if I didn't think, you know, I'm more of a feel type of good, like guitarist. Whenever I play instruments, I figure out like keys, scales, whatever. But I'm more of like I'm not afraid to hit the wrong note, because I'm well aware that as long as I like, there aren't really any real wrong notes realistically in the world of music. It's just like, how do you resolve that like dissonance that you create sometimes when you do hit the wrong note? Because if you hit another wrong note after the wrong note, that could be bad, you know? But sometimes when you're doing, like when in the type of music I play too, especially like kind of like surfy sounding stuff, I'll do like microtones that aren't, like I'll go up microtones on a scale that aren't in the key. Like I'll break the key intentionally, just because it's so quick, and I already know I'm gonna resolve it on a note that I want to hit that's in the scale and key of the song, that it like creates like a cool feel. Yeah, I think I know what you mean. It's good. Maybe if we had more people in the group too, because it was just me and you at that time. Sounds good, Jordan. I'll get the code up here right now. Feel free to join, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just kind of nerding out about sound engineering because I've been getting into recording my own music and producing it. And that's the cool thing too, is like I kind of have an advantage knowing music theory when it comes to working in something like Ableton, because something I've noticed is like a lot of producers actually don't know music theory. They're like more maybe into like hip hop and rap, and or like, you know, maybe electronic music, and it's like they just kind of like dabble in moving notes around on the grid and like hearing it out that way, you know what I mean? And it's like, you don't have to know music theory really at that point when it's like that accessible and visual. As long as you can see like a keyboard and understand like basics of like what a scale means, you can probably make something work, right? Because beats aren't, you don't, to make rhythm, you don't have to like know music theory. That's completely different ball field. But like, it is kind of something cool that I can take into consideration, because I made like a ska song, for example, on my solo album. It's an instrumental called Low Call Maduros, and it has a 4-part like brass section. Technically there's more, because there's like a tuba part going on too, but I have a 4-part harmony occurring throughout the song with like 2 trumpets, 1 trombone, and 1 baritone sax. But within that like whole chord structure that I built with the horns is layered on top of another song that's actually in a different key. Like, I mean, it's the same song, but like the guitar, bass are actually playing in a different key than the horns are. But they're in relative keys. They're not relative keys technically. They're kind of close, but they're not. And it just works. It kind of creates a dissonant sound to the song, but I wanted that sound when I made it, because when I think of like ska, it's like I want something that's like it's a jazz kind of like instrumental song, like the horns have solos and it's just kind of like accompaniment, you know, like the horn kind of does a solo, then it goes to like a call and response solo, blam, and then I even have like a solo on the guitar in the song, and then it just comes together. But yeah, like because I know music theory, I was able to write that song, is what I'm trying to say. With confidence. And that's like that's like actually, for me, that's like a song that was very experimental in the sense that like I did write it that way. Like, if you listen to it, you'll kind of, it's a cool song, dude. It's freaking awesome, honestly. It's like one of my favorite ones I made on the album. But yeah, I wanted to have like a very like surfy kind of sound, so I wanted to sound very dissonant the way the horns are. So I kind of wrote the horns almost like they were like surf guitar, but they were like harmonized together. Here, this one's gonna start. I'll have more raids. I'll be here for a bit. Maybe I'll just play the album in the background while we're doing some raids here. I'd have to queue up the album though. And it's live on YouTube Music too, so if you don't have like Spotify or something like, if you have Spotify, definitely listen to some of my songs on Spotify, excuse me, because it would really help my music find its place in the algorithm. But it's not required either. Okay, yeah, I almost forgot that Serperio's gonna use Gastro Acid here. I do have the whole album live on YouTube, and I'm going to be putting out music consistently moving forward. So if you like the album or any of the songs, well, just know there's a lot more coming, because like I said, I already have I'm already like 4 songs deep into the second album, and there's other songs that aren't even on the second album that I'm releasing as singles. They're already done. I'm just like waiting to schedule and release them. Like, I'm way ahead music-wise than the stuff I'm releasing. Like, I finished these songs like a couple months ago. Like, they were all done. And I'm just finally like releasing it fully. It's kind of crazy, honestly. It's like new to you, but I've been like listening to these non-stop when I was working on them. Like, I mean, when I listen to them, I'm still like, dang, these are good. You know, especially distancing myself from them after so much time, because I kind of hyper obsess over the like learning the mixing aspect of music. Like, there's definitely things I would mix slightly different in some of the songs, but I do feel like overall I'm pretty happy with like my progress in as a sound engineer and just as a musician. Typically, like like songwriter, composer. Good times. Honestly, like my second album's gonna be kind of sad. It's like emo stuff. Here, I'm gonna just lobby up. I'm just gonna queue up my full 10 song. I mean, it's 9 songs. I'm gonna put all 9 songs of my album here in the queue. So while I'm hosting raids, you can hear some of the music, and if you're like, oh, that's kind of cool, then you can totally listen to it on your own and like really take it in instead of just hearing it with like all these crazy noises occurring over it. Maybe that just makes it even better. Nothing like all those power-ups powering me up. Thanks again for tuning into the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, please hit the like button. It does help my content out a lot here. Let me get the songs. Yeah, honestly, I do like a lot. Like, I like the whole album. But for the most part, I'm just making music that I want. Like, I want to hear and I want. And a lot of these are just like songs I've written over the decades. Like, since I've played guitar, that I've never put into a final form. It's fun. It's so funny because I actually only bought a bass. Like, I know how to play bass, but I only bought a bass because of this album. I was trying to get my buddy, who was in my old band, to record bass for me. But he just got it just didn't work out timely wise, so I just ended up Amazon priming like the cheapest, like crappy base possible, and just like recorded all the bass on my album, which I'm actually kind of glad I did because I think it turned out pretty good. It doesn't even sound bad for how bad, like the bass playing is fine. I'm saying like the actual tone of the bass or what it is. It's like some unknown brand. Sounds pretty good. All right. Whoa. Let me ban this bot. There we go. Jeez Louise. Well done, everyone. I'll get the raid up, another raid up here in a second. I'm gonna change the volume real quick. So after here, I'm just gonna skip to the first song of the album. So real quick, let me link this. So I'll link the YouTube playlist one more time, right as I start it, in case anyone wants to check out the songs later. But yeah, if you have Spotify, definitely you can just search it, my music as well there. I don't know what matters more, honestly. Like, legitimately, if you just enjoy it, that is all that I care about at the end of the day. Like, when a couple people told me they liked my song High and Dry, like, I remember Ada reached out to me and she told me she like jams to it. She's like, this is the jam, yo. Yo, thank Osman. Thank you so much for the biddies. Really appreciate that. I was like, yeah, that's a good feeling. PS man, thank you so much, bro. 10 biddies. Maybe you could. Maybe you need that defense just because like Galley doesn't really have like the greatest of bulk. You do have a superior setup. The tank superior. Alright, so I just posted the link to the album and now it's gonna play. Yo, PS man, thank you so much, bro, for the 80 biddies. Let me grab this real quick. Alright, so yeah, this is the one that King was talking about earlier. I was saying that I sampled my old band song. Alright, so here's the code. Let me type it in the chat. So yeah, the name of this track is Things Change by Rob Sassy, which is mine. That's what I'm releasing my music under. Hey Nathan, welcome to stream. Just chilling right now, doing some Serperior Raids, which you're more than welcome to join. Oh yeah, the Amogus Terra bug. This one you're gonna like go to Burning Man. You know, you gotta be in like the Burning Man mindset for this song. Like you were stayed up too late because you had too much coffee. Alright, let's go. This looks good. Solid group of people here. So yeah, I'm showing I released my very first solo album today. And I'm playing the songs right now. This is the very first track. There's 9 songs. I'm just gonna play it while we're doing some raids. Figured it'd be good to promote my music while we hanging out. It occurred to me that I might as well do that. Since that's like all I'm talking about right now. But yeah, this is like the anomaly track. I think it's definitely cool, but it's, I was just saying, like, I was just experimenting when I made this. I know, Alfie. I'm just trying to keep it nice and family friendly here, even though I drop the F-bomb like frequently. It's like I can't decide. Do I want more viewership, or do I just want to be? Usually I lean towards the latter. I mean, I don't particularly average. Like, literally, like, this is for adults. This is Pokemon for adults. Believe it or not. It's like after dark at like 11 a.m. It's like 8 a.m. It's like we get up early because we got stuff to do. We don't stay up late these days. Get off my lawn. There's Pokemon in those lawns. Yeah. Just throwing some acid sprays into this, and then easiest raid ever, pretty much. Literally, we got like superior on superior violence happening. Alright, I'm just gonna go for Sludge Bomb, why not? Slap it in the face with some super effective damage here. He's a devious. He's trying to get that perfect setup. So anyone who's watched my YouTube videos, this track that's playing right now, this one is a remake of the ending song that you hear. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Yeah, like I redid the bass and guitars, but I kept some elements the same. The jam. This is what a lot of my music kind of sounds like, in a way. Like this kind of vibe. Then some like really fast punk stuff too. Here, I'll just turn it up a little bit in here. Is that a good level for the music? Alright, yeah, this is so easy, this raid. Yeah, but I'll be here for a little bit, just hosting more. There's like I think it's like a melodica that I had recorded from back in college that I put in this song. You can kind of hear it like that, like. Hello? Oh, I didn't realize I was gonna die. Oh, thank you. Thanks, baby. Appreciate it. She brought me breakfast. A breakfast burrito. Oh, nice. Yeah, I wasn't even really paying attention there at all. It doesn't matter if we die, though. Let us die. Bring it on. We got to see the final form of Serperior. Yeah, so I'm playing, this is the second track on my solo album. Alright, let me get the next raid up here. No problem, thanks for joining. Great job, everyone. Alright, let me get another raid up here. My guitar is, I've had for like so many years. It's like kind of insane. It's my very first guitar, my electric. It's like a jazz hollow body guitar. Oh, it's pretty close. I'll just go on, ride on to get there. Close enough, right? I might grab some more coffee while this raid is queuing up. So this is the third track on my album called High and Dry. This is a good one. I mean, they're all good, but I think this one's going to be a personal favorite for a lot of people. Alright, I'm going to get the code up here, then I'm going to get more coffee down from downstairs. But yeah, I'm pretty much just playing. My first solo album went live today, so I'm playing it in the background while I'm hosting some of these raids. The album is called Fortified Time by Rob Sassy. If you want to check it out, I'll link it again one more time in the chat while I get coffee. I'm typing the code here as well. Feel free to join. Be right back. So I have room for a couple more people if anyone would like to join the raid. I'm gonna take a bite out of this burrito. I mean, we could definitely do this if we want to. Let's see. Here, I'll just start it. We'll just do it real quick. Get more items and then I'll get another one. I actually should build a Viper. That's a cool one to use. Viper, Arbok. I've seen both of them to great success. You're 151-4 against Tera Serperior. Really? That's how many you've been able to complete? That's crazy, dude. Congratulations. Yeah, only using Superior as well. That's insane. Alright, let me skill swap here. Yeah, so right now I'm showing some of my solo album that went live today while doing some Serperior Tera raids. I might play some Pokemon Unite later. I'm pretty close to Master Rank actually in Unite. We'll see, we'll see. Easy peasy raid. Just such an easy raid. Oh wait, I might have to go for a heal cheer here. Looking a little dicey. That's very impressive that you're just using the Superior. This is like your calling. This is what you were prepped for since Gen 5. It's also fun to just use it since, you know, you don't typically get to use that Pokemon in anything. I think sometimes I've seen it in BGC, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, this is the 4th track on the album. Okay, gotta get that acid spray off. I might just let Slow Queen go. Well, actually, I got the defense increase there. I'll just go for another heal cheer. I mean, I could just let it go, but it's whatever. Look how significant. My defense is insane now, with contrary on me. Okay, that was a crit though. And that was also a crit. Just not as significant of a crit. Honestly, I'm just gonna... I'll try to go for it. You know, I'll just go for acid spray again. If it kills me, it kills me. It's probably better just to get my full health back at this point. Yeah, you can get the title of the Ultimate Mighty Superior. For real though, like, it's kind of crazy, right? The dedication that they're putting out here for it. We got PMD Inteleon. We got a bunch of Pokemon just like... And this is, I think, the 5th track on the album that I put out today. This one's called You'll Never Stop Me. GG's, for sure. I'll get another raid up here. Nice. Alright, let me get it. This one's a banger though, this song. Oh yeah, just show 6 pick 3 format. Yeah, it's not like the Smoggin single battles. Sounds good, Insomnia. Glad you found something that you wanted to adjust and got it done. We can test it out. Alright. Where is the next one at? Alright, we're like halfway through my solo album, which I'm really excited just to put out in general. Alright, let me put the code up here for the next raid. Thanks, Alfie, man. Appreciate it. Good luck with getting work done. Hopefully it goes fast for you. There's the code. And if you are watching on YouTube, please hit the like button. It does help my content out a lot. Alright, this is track 6 if I'm not mistaken. Things will never be the same. Alrighty. Looks cool. Some unique stuff going on here. Let's try it out. I'm gonna eat some more of my burrito. No skill swap. Let me go for a light stream just to give it a little bit more thought. And then this is the one I was talking about earlier, the ska instrumental one. Local Maduros that I composed. This one's sick, though. You can kind of hear the dissonance and like the horns, like how the chords are for them. Like I'm going low, low, low. So when I was working at this like one restaurant, we had this dish called, it's like a food called Maduro. It's like a frozen, fried plantain that you deep fry in the fryer. That's pretty much what the name of this song is. Like low call on Maduros, like we're low on them, we need more. We need the Maduros. My old chef, like I pretty much just like told him I was gonna make a song called Low Call Maduros. He didn't believe me. Yo, what's up, Dark Cacao Cookie? Great to see you again. Doing well, how are you doing today? Just wrecking some Serperior. Guess who's here? Well, if I was to guess, I would say you. So this is the 8th track on my album. It's called Microtransactions Can Be Fun. I actually made a music video to this one. It's like about Pokemon Go raids. And it's on my main channel, Sassifrass, on YouTube. But yeah, this song is on the album. This was the very first song I recorded and produced on the album when I was like trying to figure out how to even do any sound engineering. Nice. GG's. I'll get another raid up here. If you've never seen the music video for the song, you should definitely check it out. It's good. It makes it like 10 times better. And then there's one more song, which is this. This is the ending track on the album. So yeah, my full album went live today, and I just shared all 9 songs while we've been doing these raids. Feel free, you can listen to it for free on YouTube if you want, and it would support me out tremendously. Especially if you like it, like even better. You know, you don't have to listen to it if you're not into it. But if it's something that you're like, oh, I could see myself checking this out one night after going to the pub or something, then perfect. Alright, let me head to the next raid. Alright, let me get the code in the chat. Let's see. This song is called 5:58 a.m. The time it was written. Never spent so much time thinking about the space you now occupy. You're playing some Smash Bros. Yeah, that's awesome. Who's your main? I like playing Pac-Man. Can you tell I'm the one singing? I mean, I pretty much play all the instruments aside the horns on the album. Looks solid, squad. Yeah. F that computer. Yo, what's up, Surfit Spawn? Great to see you, homie. Welcome to stream. Yeah, having Reflect on Galley is a nice call too, by the way. It means we get dual screens up here. Definitely. That's exactly how I was feeling when I wrote this song. I was like really drunk. I think I was like, I had like Jameson, like a bottle of Jameson sitting by my desk, and I just like couldn't sleep, and I was like, just wrote this out, like these words in a text document. Like legitimately. Like there's even a line in the song where I'm like, at 6:03 a.m. not much has changed. And it's, I wrote that line because when I looked up it was like 6:03 a.m. and I was just like, yeah, nothing changed. I'm still drunk. And then I just tried to, I didn't even change the words at all of the song. Like I wrote it out in like a text document, almost like it was like ranting. And then I turned it into that song. I wrote that like actually probably when I was like 2019-ish, 2018. I don't remember, sometime around then. Actually, it's probably like 2018, 2017. Back the Serperior. Serperior. Let me turn down the music now that's over. Yeah, so I was showing my solo album there for a second. That went live today. Called Fortified Time by Rob Sassy. 9 songs, me learning how to produce and mix music professionally, or at least at a acceptable level. I think it turned out pretty good for my first project like that. And I definitely learned a lot. No problem, Lord Articuno. Hope school went well. We'll be here for a minute. Just chilling, doing some raids. Yeah, let me eat more of my burrito. These raids are so easy, aren't they? Thanks for tuning in though. I hope everyone's having a great start to your weekend. I might play some Unite at some point today. Like I might just transition into that game. I just realized I actually have Pokemon Unite up on the screen on the stream. I'm not even gonna change it. It doesn't matter. You know what's going on. You're smart. Oh my, we're getting pommeled. Rob dislikes Bob, and that's not true. My dad's name's Bob. He's a great guy. And I might eventually become a Bob. I think once you reach a certain age, like you like reach that threshold where Bob starts becoming more of like a acceptable name. Sometimes it could be like a career path that you like earn the title of Bob faster as a Robert. But I feel like Bob is like, it's like an optional rename after like a certain age. You can kind of be like, I can be a Bob now, can't I? Yeah, Andrew, that's totally fine. You can ask a question. Hey, Micah, what's your in-game name? We'll try to get you in the raid. I did not play the new Zelda yet. You're in the credits? Yo, that's fire. It does look cool though. Like, it legitimately looks good. I just haven't played it yet. You're talking about the one that has Zelda as the main character, right? Dang, I think we might have actually lost this. I wasn't like paying attention. I should have been acid spraying here. That's my bad, chat. I should have been going for acid sprays to help buff up everyone else's attack. Echoes of Wisdom, that's what it's called. Sorry about that, chat. I feel like that could have been on me a little bit. Yeah, you can use Electros. Use whatever you want. It just came out. I didn't even realize it. Like, I guess someone came in yesterday talking about that. How I think Sage, someone on Twitch was saying they were playing it. Maybe I should look into that. Sorry about that, chat. Like, legitimately. Can we try to get the new people in the raid, if that's okay, or people who haven't completed it yet, at least? So if we can get Ash as a priority, I'm not going to start the raid until we at least get Ash, if that's okay. Use Magikarp. I don't know. I don't even know if I have a level 1 Magikarp in this game. How would you need help getting Basculegion because you're trouble getting it on your own? So with Basculegion, if I'm not mistaken, don't you have to like inflict a certain amount of like damage on it through like recoil moves? We got Ash in here, so that worked. Thank you, by the way. We got Ash in the raid, so that's important. So Ash, if you run something like Poison or Fire, like a Fire type Pokemon or Poison type, that would be your best bet for the raid. Yeah, Skeledirge's perfect. That's a great option here. I'm gonna pay attention a little better. I think I was just kind of button mashing the last raid, and instead of just going for acid sprays, I was like clicking Sludge Bomb, and yeah, I needed to get the defenses back down after that phase. I was just kind of like caught up in shouting. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Maybe if we have something with chilling water. Or like some Pokemon with like, is it Lunge that lowers attack? Yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised. You're superior. It's in the name. But with Basculegion, what's the assistance that you need help with in getting evolved? I'm trying to remember, can you not evolve it in Scarlet and Violet? Do you need to get it in... does it need to be in Hisuian Legends? Yeah, Lunge. How do you do it, Surfer's Bun? Is it the same way by like using like Wave Crash a bunch of times on wild Pokemon, and then eventually you can evolve the Basculin? Is that how it works? What am I doing? Yeah, that's a good point, Ichigo. But you need a white Basculin, right? And can you only get that in Legends Arceus? Yeah, you just can't faint. So if you use a Wave Crash and you take some recoil damage, that's good. And you just need to get like a certain threshold, like right, like in total of HP that's been recoil damaged. It doesn't have to be in one attack. It has to just happen over time, right? It's been a minute since I've done it. So the main thing is you at least need a white-eyed Basculin. Like, that's the main thing. We got some slithery friends here to the left. What level is your Basculin at the moment, Andrew? What I would recommend doing is just going to Pokemon that are lower level than you and nuking them and just going like one-shotting them scenario. So you can catch them in the Timeless Woods. And that's what I was wondering. Maybe you can catch them there. Honestly, I feel like so oblivious to this. Even though like I play this game like so much. Like once I have something, I don't really think about how I can get it. Because I got it in Legends Arceus. I'm pretty sure that's how I got mine. So what I would say, Andrew, is level up your Basculin to like level 50 something. For example, say your Basculin's at level 50, find an area with like level 30 Pokemon that are weak to water, and then just go around wave crashing stuff. And then that shouldn't be an issue, right? Because you won't be taking any damage from the opposing Pokemon because you'll be one-shotting them more than likely. And then all the recoil damage that you add up, I think you have to reach like 300 HP. It doesn't have to be in one attack, so you just have to like, you know, you can attack something and lose some HP, then I think you could potion it up after the battle and then do it all over again. I think that's how it would work. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat, but I think that's how he can do it, right? And then once you reach that threshold, I think you can just press the X button, maybe? Or maybe you level it up once and it evolves with like a rare candy or something. Let's see. All right. That is a GG if I've seen one. Well done, everyone. And I'll get another raid up here briefly. Well done. Nice. So I heard a rumor that there might be some news about the Switch 2 and Pokemon ZA coming up in October. Yo, no problem, Micah. I'm glad you were able to get it. If you're catching it the first time here, then good luck on finding a Pokeball to capture it in. Glad to help out. Alright, let me get another raid up here. Let's see. Where? There it is, right over here. Guess I'll go to the shrine. Oh, you can focus Sash to live 1 HP for Basculin. So Andrew, someone just informed me in the Twitch chat that you can actually put if you're struggling with living the recoil damage, like say you're attacking and you're just dying or something, right? Apparently you can put a focus sash on Basculin and it prevents you from dying. As long as you're at full health. Seems interesting. I've never thought of it like that. I just recommend killing things that are weaker than you in general. Because typically a wave crash is not going to one-shot you. Wait, this is not even the right raid. That's just a random Tera Grass. So where's the real one? Here it is. Debated. Inferior, superior. Thanks again for tuning into the stream today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're having a great day. Let me fly on up here. Almost there. So we did end up losing one raid. At least we know we're human. And we can mess up. I almost thought I was dreaming. Alright, let me put the code in chat. Yeah, I mean, honestly, I feel like there really hasn't been any issues with what people have been bringing. Venusaur is a great pick. I've seen people do a nice solo with that. Yeah, I think if you want to bring it, it sounds perfectly fine to me. Seems like relatively good. Like, I saw someone using Terra Fire Weather Ball Venusaur yesterday, and that was awesome. It was sunny day. Acid Spray, Weather Ball, and Terra Fire. Pretty awesome. That's right. Skull Villain. Skull Villain. Is that what it's called? Really cool. Sounds good to me. Alrighty. I'll get rid of its contrary here. This breakfast burrito my girlfriend got me is delicious. I'm trying to like casually eat it, but the more I start eating it, I just want to just like demolish it. Alright, I got skill swap off here. Let me go for a light screen. Yo, this is one of the best songs that have ever come out of a Pokemon game. The Sword and Shield Gym Leader battle theme is so epic. Just the feel of battles in Sword and Shield were better, in my opinion. Like the stadium feel. Like it just felt so much larger than it does in Scarlet and Violet. It like feels so confined in a little room for Scarlet and Violet. But I like the stadium vibe. Holy! Dude! What the heck just happened? You just one-shot that. Bro. That was the first time we've done that. Bro, that build's way better than we thought it was. Holy smokes. Was that a crit? Or was that just like... Yeah, I know. I saw you use growth, yeah. But was that really... Like, what the... I don't even think that was at -6 special defense. Dude. And like, you weren't maxed out, right? You were just like... that was just like casual. Like you just casually melted that thing. What the heck, dude? That was insanity. Like I legitimately was not expecting that to happen. Was that a crit? Or was that just power? Holy smokes, that was so fast. I feel like I'm doing more work trying to get to the raid now. It's all good. Okay, so you were maxed out. No problem, Nathan. Thanks for hanging out, and thanks for joining the raids for a bit. You take care and have a great rest of your Friday. Yeah, that's a good point. The sun boost. Maybe it was like... Maybe it was -6 special defense. I was just thinking that it wasn't like... optimized, but maybe it was an optimized scenario, and you just kind of melted it. Yo, Skull Villain is awesome. I don't think we've seen anything do it that strong. But yeah, I think because you can get the growth, you can max it out so quickly. That does help, right? If we have Acid Spray users on the team, we can make it happen really fast. Like, we just gotta Acid Spray it, and then you just nuke it by like turn 4, right? Is it turn 4 you did that? Like, that was crazy. It'll be fine. I don't know if we can pull it off with this comp, but I think this will still be a solid group. Alright, let's go to chat. Do you actually get a title for doing that? Or is this just like for like fun? Because I never knew that there was like a secret title, if there actually is. And it sounds so convincing when it's coming from a superior itself. But this might be like an Adam and Eve scenario, like... I'm just joking. I'll never trust you. Oh, you know what's kind of funny though? The irony is that the Rayquaza has, I think, airlock. So it actually stops your sunny day from doing anything. That's hilarious, actually. Yeah, that's insane. That nuke. Yeah, so airlock stops weather effects on the field, if I remember correctly. So even though we see the sunny day, it's not actually giving you any bonuses. Like, I don't think it's going to give you the growth bonus. You know what I'm saying? The iron. It almost feels like a deliberate troll, but I think it actually was an accident that the person brought Rayquaza. It's so funny. Like, one of the only Pokemon that can stop weather on the field, and we're trying to use like a strategy with weather. Yeah, but if airlock's on the field, doesn't it stop all weather effects from occurring? Isn't it like Cloud9 with Altaria? Or does it still give you the bonus during the sun? Because I was under the impression that the whole point of those abilities is they shut down weather effects. Like for example, if Altaria is using Cloud9 in rain, Hurricane isn't 100% accurate anymore. It loses its 100% accuracy. Same with Thunder. Yeah. That's so funny. It has to be a coincidence. There's no way that was like intentional. Because that's a genius troll. If it was. That's hilarious, dog. I think they were just trying to show off their shiny Rayquaza. Yeah, exactly. It's like preventing you from boosting your stats properly in the sun. Which is fine, you know, it's whatever. We'll still probably be able to beat the raid. Because that's what I would do with Altaria and BTC against, like, weather teams. Is I'd bring Altaria out to shut down, like, Pelipper's, like, Hurricane, for example. And, like, sometimes people forget, like, that's what happens, and they'll go for Hurricane until, like, a Moongus or something, right? And then it, like, misses, and they're like, how did my 100% accurate move miss? They're a hacker. It's like, no, you got Cloud9 on the field. Because it still shows the animation of the weather, but it's just not doing anything. For the off chance that I do switch out or die or something. So it doesn't, like, remove it from the field, it just makes it not work while it's there. Yeah, Simple Beam is better. Yeah, it's a good point. Here, I'm gonna go for a heal cheer here. I mean, it doesn't matter, like, it's just something to consider when you're doing these raids that, like, if you didn't know. Since Sun is a popular strategy for this raid, some people like to set up the Sun and just nuke it from the fire side. We're almost there, though. Yeah. You're at -4 defense. Yeah, the Iron Tail proc sometimes can be a little unfortunate. It's okay, we should be good. We're pretty much at the tail end of the fight anyways. GG. But yes. Yeah, sometimes you just get unlucky with that defense drop. That's the main thing that can be problematic throughout this fight. That's why some people run Clear Amulet with some sort of, like, healing move or draining move. Alright. Let me get another Serperior raid up here. Okay. Where is the next one? Looks like there it is. You've used Lugia before. I feel like that could work. I feel like things that can just typically tank the move effectively are a good option. Oh my god, there's a shiny freaking elephant. Dude. That is epic. Let me get this real quick. Dude, that is super awesome. Let's go, shiny elephant. Kufant, that's what it's called. Dude, epic. Alright, I'm gonna catch this in... I'm gonna catch this in a Safari Ball. That actually seems like a great one to pick. Come on. Yes! That's like the perfect Pokeball for that. Beautiful. Random shiny. Let's go. Let me check it out real quick. Oh my gosh, it has a mark too. Uncommon mark. It's not that rare of a mark, but... Alright. Put it in my shiny boxes. I wonder how many times I've run past a shiny that I just couldn't even recognize without squinting. It's crazy how that just happens. Alright, let me head to the next raid. That's what I get for being such a good host. I do a lot of shiny hunting streams on the channel also. I've been working on a living dex for Pokemon Home. Welcome back, Alfie, bro. You just missed me getting a random shiny in the wild, a Kufant. Literally just caught it like a minute before you came back. Yeah, I just like show up, take their sibling and bounce. Mother, is this what is this? Where's Polly going? Polly's gone now. They ain't coming back. They're running Rayquaza again, so we might as well run something different than Skull Villain. I mean, you still could. I'm eating my burrito. Let me change my Pokemon. You could still use it technically. Just don't use Sunny Day. Electros is fun. This looks like a solid squad. So are you gonna Simple Beam then? Petro? I feel you there. Welcome Yoko-chan Adventures. Alright, so I'm just gonna go for light screen turn 1. No problem. Don't mind me, I'm trying to eat a little bit of my lunch here while I'm hosting some of these raids. I had a breakfast burrito that's just been sitting here. You were gonna watch me on Twitch, but you don't think my Twitch link is working? Really, it's not working? I feel like it should be, but maybe it's not. I'll have to check that. Thank you for letting me know. Alrighty, here we go. Got chilling water going off, which does help out a lot. Okay. Okay, perfect. Thank you for letting me know. I'll look into it later. Sometimes the links get broken, even though it's like sometimes it's like just weird how it formats it over time. Dang, getting unlucky with some crits over here, but it's okay. It happens. Wow, actually got a full heal here. Alright, let me go for a Sludge Bomb. Thanks again for tuning into the stream today, ladies and gentlemen. Just hosting some Serperior Raids for a bit. So, yeah, if anyone's new, or if they're doing it for the first time, just let me know in the chat and I'll try to prioritize you to get in the next raid. Just let me know your in-game name. That way I can see that you made it inside. And I'll try to like prevent, like I'll pretty much not start it until we get you in. Let's go. Flyer Quasa. Yo, nice. What did you use to take down the raid? Thanks for swinging by. I appreciate you hanging out for a bit. I pretty much just used the Galarian Slowking, and I've just been using the same build to help out everyone else. Let's go. I am like really wondering, you know how in like Pokemon Go they start introducing Dynamax? I don't know if everyone here plays Pokemon Go. It's interesting because you can technically have like a Charizard now that can Dynamax and Mega Evolve. I wonder if there'll ever be a main series game where they'll cross over different gimmicks from multiple generations. Delphox is probably like the best one to use solo-wise. I think together they're amazing. Alone, I think Delphox might be a little bit better just because you're a fire type and you can resist the Iron Tail damage. Pretty much does a similar thing. But yeah, like being able to tank the move that can proc your defense drop constantly is pretty good. GG's, everyone. Alright, let me get another raid up here. Definitely gonna have to get another shiny hunting stream here soon. I've been stocking up on a lot of Herba Mystica from these raids. Right. That's awesome. I mean, it's fun. It's a fun part of the game, and it's definitely one of the social aspects of the game that's still going live throughout the lifespan of the game. People can get really creative with how they do their raid builds. Oh wait, I have to get another raid. What am I doing? Definitely seeing a lot of creativity in general. Even streaming, seeing some people bring variety. Okay, let me get another raid up here. I think the cool thing about it is there's no real wrong way to do it. There's easy ways to do it. And then from there, it's like trying things that maybe you're not as confident in, just to figure it out. Like, oh, could this work? Like we were trying Skull Villain earlier, and we got like the perfect setup where Skull Villain was at +6 special attack, the boss was at -6 special defense, Sun was up on the field, and before it even went to the first shield phase, it used Flamethrower, and then it one-shot the boss, which we weren't even expecting to happen, but it was a really cool interaction to see. Alright, let me get the code up here. Holy smokes, you grind, is that the max amount of gold you can get in the game? Because that's actually insane. I didn't even know there was a cap if there is. I just realized I should probably be selling like my XL candies and such since I'm already capped. Like that might be a good idea on my end to do that. We could try this again. You were the one that did that. So, oh yeah, with the turbo controller. If they do mystery gifts for the shiny versions of the ruined Pokemon. It's a shame that we don't have shiny GU in game. A light screen, and then I'm going for acid sprays. Personally, I like the Blueberry Academy. I like the biomes, the shiny hunting and stuff. I think it's a cool area. I play competitive VGC. So obviously I'm going to say it's worth it to a degree. Just because of Blood Moon Ursaluna. I think it's fun. I enjoyed it for the most part. I think the Petrant quest is kind of interesting. Honestly, it feels like they left out a lot of story in the game. Like, I feel like the game's it doesn't feel complete. I think my favorite place to spend time in post-game is the Blueberry Academy. Like now, like, I think it's my favorite area in general in the game. You can also get an Academy special at the Blueberry Academy, which is like a meal that you can pay for with like BP, which is like a currency you get in that area, which is pretty easy to come across. And you can get a shiny boost to all types, like a level 1 shiny boost to every single type in the game. So it just typically gives you like a roll higher on shiny chances. And you can run around and just hunt. You can just like run around the map and occasionally find shinies that way. One time I made an Academy special for myself. And I went around and I found like 4 shinies just from exploring the map aimlessly. And like, you don't always find shinies, of course. It's just RNG. But I think there's some things that they could have done better, personally. Like, they shiny locked all the legendaries in the post game, which makes it a little less appealing to hunt them. Like, I haven't even finished hunting all of them yet. The ones I'm more interested in hunting are the ones that need specific IV spreads. Like special attackers having 0 attack IVs, or Trick Room Pokemon having 0 speed IV. Like, those are the only ones I actually want to hunt particularly, because I don't really have them all in my collection. Or when they do like the higher power scale formats in VTC with like legendaries in it, like Kyogre and Groudon and such. I mean, for the most part, I think, is it like $30 for both expansions? Or was it 60 for both? I don't remember. If it's 60 for both, I don't even know if that feels worth it. I think it's 30 for both. If it's 30 for both, it's probably worth it. Because it'll give you something enjoyable to explore and do. Plus, like, it opens up new Pokemon you can shiny hunt in the game. And you can shiny hunt the starters also, if that's like what you're more into in the game. They all spawn in the biome, for the most part, like most of them. Like Froakie, Charmander, Chespin, Fennekin, like they all spawn in the wild. Yeah, that was epic. GG's. But yeah, I actually even like soft reset for Blood Moon Ursaluna because it's a special attacker. And I wanted it for Trick Room, so I wanted minimum speed IVs on it. So I actually soft reset for like minimum speed IV and minimum special attack. I have 2 live streams when I was doing it. I didn't actually get perfect. I didn't get a perfect spread of IVs on it. I just kind of settled. I got 1 IV in speed, which VGC, all the matches are performed at level 50. And if a Pokemon's IV is 0 or 1, it's essentially the exact same stat at level 50. It doesn't actually add anything. So technically a 1 IV Pokemon is exactly the same as having 0. So I have 1 in speed, so it's still the same as 0 speed. And I think the attack was like 6 IVs. And the only reason why you want minimum attack on special attackers is because you don't need the attack stat. There's no plus side to having it. And the only downside to having it would be if you got confused, for example, in battle and you hit yourself, that damage is reflected by your physical attack. So you'd want it lower so you do less damage if you hit yourself in confusion. Very niche moment that it would ever matter. And then also there's an attack called Foul Play. It's a dark move that actually uses the, like, if a Pokemon uses Foul Play on you, it doesn't use its own attack stat to determine the base damage of the move. It actually uses your attack stat. So if you're like, say you use like Swords Dance 6 times and some Pokemon uses Foul Play into you, it's going to take into consideration that it's a Foul Play that has your current attack stat at +6 attack. So it's going to destroy you more than likely. But like special attackers a lot of times are like ghost type Pokemon or like psychic type Pokemon that are already weak to dark attacks. So the idea is you just want to mitigate any real extra damage Foul Play might do to you. In a lot of scenarios it doesn't actually matter because you might go through an entire tournament and never once face an opponent that has Foul Play or some way to confuse you. Like, that's just the reality of playing the game. But everyone always builds their Pokemon to consider that that could be a game-changing moment, even if it happens like once in like a couple thousand times or whatever, like realistically. And that's the thing that sucks about Pokemon is that like there's just not an easier way to get these IV spreads, and it's like done in such a way that the game doesn't overtly tell you this stuff either. Like, it's weird. They just need to change how Pokemon are built overall. It's only something that matters with competitive Pokemon, IV spreads on that level. Like, if you just play raids and play casual and you're a collector, none of this matters. But at a high competitive level, like if you're like Wolf Glick, like you're gonna care about optimizing your IVs, because in the off chance that it does matter, it's gonna cost you a game versus, you know, if you just account for it from the start. Yeah, so that's there's only like a couple Pokemon scenarios where it matters. Attack on special attackers, like physical attack on special attackers, and speed for Trick Room Pokemon. So Torkoal, for example, you want 0 speed and 0 special. You want 0 physical attack and 0 speed on Torkoal, because most of the time you're running it in a Trick Room team. And you want 0 speed and a minus speed nature, so you're taking as much speed away from Torkoal, so it's even faster in Trick Room. So if you're facing a mirror and your Torkoal has 0 speed IVs and a negative speed nature, but your opponent has whatever IVs, they didn't try to get the minimum speed IVs, you're going to be faster than theirs in the Trick Room, which consequently means you're going to beat it in the speed tie. Which is like the equivalent of like being in a speed tie in the reverse when you just max out speed and max out your speed IV. You know what I mean? Like, it's like you don't want to create a scenario where you're just like gonna lose to someone who does optimize. Yeah, and like it's fine, you don't have to care that much. Like when you first start getting into competitive Pokemon, like I said, these type of things happen so rarely that like you probably never even noticed it was a thing, or you never even thought about it, right? But like it does happen. Like Hurricane, for example, from Pelipper can confuse you. If it confuses you and you hit yourself in, say I have max like attack IVs on my like Gastrodon, for example, and I hit myself with confusion, I might do like a few more HP of damage than I would if I minimize that damage. And that might not seem like a lot of damage, but a lot of times in Pokemon you actually just barely live certain attacks, like 1 HP in a dream. You know what I mean? And if you're the one that's doing the damage on yourself when it could have been avoided, that's the issue with it. But it's like kind of dumb too, you know what I'm trying to say? Like literally anyone who's casual or playing the game doesn't know about this stuff like that. It's like it's easier now to get Pokemon that fit these categories, but back in the day bottle caps didn't even exist. So it wasn't like you could catch a Pokemon and optimize all of its IVs. You had to breed perfect IVs and the minimum IVs to get the right Pokemon competitively. And think about legendaries, how hard that was to get the right IV spread. Perfect IVs were non-existent unless you like cheated or RNG manipulated or something. And literally like genning has been such a part of Pokemon Go. I mean, not Pokemon Go, excuse me. Pokemon VGC since like the DS era, and even still to today. Even though the game's gotten more accessible with like bottle caps and like how you can breed and all that, it still is flawed because people prefer to gen their Pokemon than go through the means of the game and play it how it's intended to be played. Which, you know, isn't a... I understand why people do it. I personally don't do it, but I also don't blame people for doing it. I think it's an argument to me made that the game just needs to be changed because it's just so cryptic. I like the fact that there's like this level of like EV training outside of, like, there's IVs, which are like the invisible stats, you know, like your best, no good stats. And then EVs are effort values, which are like the difference of you using a fresh Pokemon from your box or using a Pokemon that you've been fighting with throughout the entire game, because it gets EVs from knocking out other Pokemon. If you don't, you know, when you're using like protein and HB ups and stuff like that, that's EV training. Like you have 510 allotted EVs that you can put in all Pokemon in the game, and you can distribute those stats. Every 4 of those points equal 1 stat point in that stat at level 100. So you can put 252 into HP, 252 in defense, and then 4 into another stat. That's like a typical build. Like that might look or sound familiar to you, right? But like that's the cool thing about Pokemon, is that you can actually make such diverse builds within a species of a Pokemon. Like I use this example a lot with me is like Garchomp. When I was playing competitive in Scarlet Violet, I didn't build max attack, max speed. I definitely wanted max speed so I can always be, you know, winning the speed tier, etc. But attack wise, I actually cut some of my attack investment and put it into HP. That way I actually bulked out Garchomp to a point where I could live attacks that normally might one-shot me if it got a high roll. And that enables me to actually do more damage in the fight and be on the field longer. Like being able to live an attack is so big in competitive Pokemon that that's why like sometimes when you start like really getting into competitive Pokemon, it can be daunting because you see these like really intricate EV spreads for Pokemon, like Amoonguss for example. It's like 4 in speed, like 110 in defense, blah blah in special defense, blah blah in HP. And it's like, why did they come up with this calc? It's like it just becomes something that you can figure out just by repetition of playing a team. And like once you iron out the Pokemon and the moves, it's like figuring out like what are the Pokemon I struggle with the most with this team. Am I able to change anything stat wise to just flip certain scenarios that typically would be hard for me to overcome? And like with my Garchomp build, for example, I was running Sword Stance on it, so it's like I didn't necessarily need max attack anyways, because on the off chance I get a Sword Stance off, most things I'm trying to hit aren't gonna really like getting hit by a Sword Stance Garchomp. You know what I'm saying? So I don't need to like max attack as long as I can max my sustainability on the field. So yeah, like in raids, for example, it's like not as like intricate. Like you can be a little more generic about your builds, but there's a lot of intricacies to Pokemon, which makes it a really fun, complicated game. But at the same time, it's like also kind of like the flaws with the game is that like resources, it becomes too grindy. Like like people spend more time grinding the game just to build the thing they want to play, or capture the right IV spread on a legendary Pokemon. And that's why like a lot of people just gen their Pokemon, which I'm not like, I personally am not, I don't do it. I don't like advocate doing it, but I also don't think it's like my place to I can criticize it, but I don't think it's my place. Like it's not a witch hunt. Like I don't care. Like if you gen, I'm not against you. I actually understand 100% where you're coming from. I'm just saying that like Nintendo and Game Freak, they could have fixed this problem already, but for some reason having the game so grindy for competitive players is just like, I don't know. Like I feel like more people would play competitive Pokemon if there was like less investment in building a Pokemon, and like being able to switch between stats and spreads. If it was more like you just like go to a menu and like use a bar to adjust it, you know what I mean? Like so you can just visually see it and know that you're doing it right, not just like some mystical hidden mechanic that you're just like have to do math on a calculator to figure it out, aka Pokemon Showdown. Gen Pokemon means it's like they use like PK Hex, which is like a way, it's pretty much like they're Pokemon that are made from like they're created on a, like they're not caught within game, like they're manipulated through the save file data and created and sent in the game through like a hacked switch or a modded switch. Camera up could probably work for sure. That's what I mean by gen Pokemon. It means like generated. It's like a term used in the community. So it's like whenever people use like a Game Shark or Action Replay back in the day on the DS to like make a Pokemon that wasn't shiny a shiny Pokemon, or give it perfect like IVs and then etc. You know, like they're still considered, if they're genned properly within game, they can still look like legitimate Pokemon, and they can pass like hack checks, etc. Like people do it all the time at tournaments. It's been a common part of competitive Pokemon since, like I said, the DS era. Like even when I played competitive Pokemon at regionals back on the 3DS, like I'd be facing people that have shiny hidden power ice, like Thundurus for example. And if you don't know, like hidden power was a move that was only determined based on your IV spread. Its base power and its typing were based on your IVs. So it could be any type in the game, it could be any base power in the game, but if you wanted the optimized like base power and typing while also having them optimize IV spread for your Pokemon without like losing too many stats, you had to generate. You had to like cheat pretty much to get that. That's like impossible for a normal person to just soft reset and get. It's not impossible, but it's just like unlikely. You know, like the odds are so high. But yeah, like people gen all the time these days. Like Blood Moon Ursaluna, I spent hours like software setting for it. I did it on stream, so it's all legitimate. But I don't even have the optimized spread. But there's people that will just, they didn't even buy the DLC. And they can just gen in Blood Moon Ursaluna into the game. And it looks, the game, it could look like they caught it. And as long as they don't put any suspicious information on it, it's not considered an illegal Pokemon because it still functions as a normal Pokemon. It doesn't have like higher stats or anything like that. It's just that they avoid grinding for the Pokemon. And some people don't even put in the grind, so they won't even use the Pokemon because they're like, I'm not going to sit here and software set for this Pokemon. But other people, they just like, you know what I mean? Like people have Raging Bolt and Gouging Fire, but they don't have Pokemon Scarlet, etc. But like that's a problem that Gamefreak created themselves, is what I'm trying to say. Like it's like, I don't like, it's whatever. It's like, it doesn't actually change in an actual competitive setting. It doesn't mean that they have an edge over you competitively per se, other than that they're saving time and they can invest all their time purely on focusing on battling and not team building, which does take a decent chunk of time as part of the process. I'm just saying that it's just like, it's been part of Pokemon PvP for a long time. It's much better now, but it's still, it's much better now because it's easier for normal people to play the game at a competitive level accessibly, but it's still pretty bad. Yeah, like bootleg Wonder Trade Pokemon pretty much. Like when you get like crazy shiny Pokemon through Wonder Trade, those are like typically gen Pokemon. Like the ones that have like the .com titles like Machamps.com and stuff, those are typically gen Pokemon. And they're not trying to hide it. Like they're trying to make a profit by selling the service. And same with like YouTubers, like they do the same thing, you know, it's like they're essentially profiting off of the market. Like they understand that like there's a demand. Like most people don't care about like if there's like a giveaway, like they're gonna host like, oh, I'm giving away shiny Mew, for example. How do you have that many shiny Mews? Like you don't. You know what I mean? They're either clones or they're not legitimate shiny Mews. They're gens or something. And they're like trading them out. I've seen people that have been sponsored by Nintendo and Gamefreak doing streams like this, which I never understood. Like I guess you're allowed to do stuff like that if you're like a Pokemon partner. I don't really know. Like I'm not saying you're trying to defend Pokemon. I don't really care like that. Like legitimately, I'm not brand safe at all. I'm just saying that like it's just like a rampant thing in the community. That like it almost like hinders trading a bit. Because before it's like I feel like trading in Pokemon's dead due to these things. You can't even trust random people on the internet without thinking, are they just trading me a gen Pokemon? But again, like that's only if you care about this stuff. And you're not going to get flagged for having a gen Pokemon in your game. It's more in the sense of like on a high level competition, you could potentially be risking yourself if they do a hack check. Because it's happened in the most recent Worlds and the one prior to that. It was like a big news thing, you know, like, oh, cheaters found at Worlds. And there's like dumb stuff too, you know, like it doesn't actually make a huge competitive impact. It's like someone put like 0 attack IVs on Amogus or something, you know what I mean? Like that doesn't matter. That's just lazy. Yeah. There's this one guy, Yoko, I forget, I'm trying to remember his name. There's like a guy who actually, he has a whole YouTube channel about how to check, like hack check your Pokemon. There's like different means to do it in each game. I think like in Sword and Shield, for example, there's a guy that you can talk to and he can talk about distant memories your Pokemon has. And it doesn't always indicate that it's a gen Pokemon, but there's like a certain like flavored text it gives sometimes that it essentially is implying that there's no history of this Pokemon. And it may potentially have been generated to look like it was from a certain game or whatever, but it doesn't actually have history being in that cartridge from that game. No, I don't think so. There's like only certain Pokemon that are like shiny locked or completely like just like illegal stats and stuff are banned from trading. Like certain mythical Pokemon, if they're not legitimate, you can't trade them. Like, there are some. But, like, yeah. But, like, again, this is not something that you... Like, I'm not trying to fearmonger against anyone. Because Nintendo and Gamefreak are not coming for your game if you have these Pokemon in your... Like, I had, like, a shiny Pokeball Pavilion before in my Pokemon Home. From, like, when I action replayed it back in the day on my X and Y. It let it go through home into my home. And that doesn't even exist. Like, you can't have a shiny version of that mystery gift at all. But I action relayed it at the game. I mean, on my game back in the day. But I ended up deleting it from my cartridge. Which kind of makes me sad that I messed that up as a kid, not really knowing better. It's a rare distribution of a Pavilion. But, like, yeah. It's just like... It's just weird what you, like... I just wish, as someone who likes playing competitive Pokemon, they just made it a little more... Like, they respected my time a little bit more. That's ultimately what I'm trying to say. As casual players, as someone... If you're not going to a regional, you probably don't have to care. You could probably... Like, literally, even if you are playing on the ladder, you probably don't have to care about IVs like that, to be honest. Like, it's like... You're not going to be at a point where you're like, that 31 IVs an attack cost me. I don't feel like I've ever uttered that phrase after a battle, ever. Speed IVs, yeah. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, like, don't worry. Like, if you're just... You can have hacked Pokemon on your games, and you're never going to get in trouble. People hack their stuff all the time. I mean, I'm not advocating that you test the waters. Like, maybe you could if you go online and try to trade stuff that's not in the game, like shiny locked Pokemon, for example. But yeah, I'm only saying this as someone that, like, plays out, like, you know, that I've had my times where I've gotten back into competitive and I compete at regionals. I don't want to be in a position where I put all that time to get there, pay for travel, fares, all that, and then I find out a Pokemon I borrowed ended up being genned and I didn't know better. So I don't even use Pokemon on my teams that I didn't obtain personally. Like, that's pretty much my rule of thumb when I build anything in game. If I do stuff for the online ladder, I don't really care. Like, things I get from Wonder Trade or things people have traded me, if I have it, I'll just use it. Because I don't really see the... They're never going to stop you from using that stuff online. You know what I mean? Because in a perfect world, the game would just stop you from using Gen Pokemon online in general. And then you would know if it was a legitimate Pokemon or not. And then you wouldn't have to worry about figuring out if it was legitimate or not, ever. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, these people should not have had to go to a tournament to figure out that they had Gen Pokemon. I'm sure they knew that they did. I'm sure they did it themselves, most of them. But there probably is the occasional person that maybe had their friend help them build a team, and that ends up happening to them. But if the team works on the online ladder, it should be a legitimate team. That's how I feel personally. I don't think it should be like a separate hack check for tournaments. That's dumb. Just why? Why is there like these weird like layers of like rules? It just seems like inefficient. You know what I mean? Like, just make it so they should have never been able to log on with that Pokemon to begin with. And then problem solved. Like, you can't trade it, you can't battle with it. Perfect. GG's, by the way. Yeah, they're built perfectly, exactly. Like, and that's what I'm trying to say, is that there truly isn't like a... Like, the argument that most people will say is there isn't a competitive edge to the Pokemon, because on paper, that's 100% true. Like, there's legitimately zero competitive edge to having a Gen Pokemon. It's exactly the same and functions the same. It really just comes down to the fact that, you know, certain Pokemon require you to grind to a degree to get the IV spread. And a legitimate player versus someone genning, that's the real difference there, is that building the team and acquiring the Pokemon may cost money and time, while for a person genning doesn't have to do any of that. So that's the argument I feel like needs to be focused more on, is that it's just not a balanced game in general in that regard. Like, yes, there's no... In the actual battle, once the teams are built, it's going to come down to skill and team reads and stuff, right? But actually getting up to that point, there is still, in my opinion, a competitive edge because you don't have to actually do the grinding or potentially chill out the money to get the version exclusives. Yeah, I think so, Alfie. I don't recall 100%, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. You have a competitive Jolteon that's insanely fast. I mean, Jolteon's very fast. Yeah, it's like, that's the main, in my opinion, like, I'll always emphasize that there is a difference just purely based on the fact that, like, if you can spend more time perfecting your team's, like, you just battle, like, all the time someone's software setting for the Ursaluna, you're just battling and scrimming, like, that is definitely an advantage to a degree. Like, granted, not everyone's gonna, like, click at the same amount of battles and skill level and such, right? But my point of this whole entire conversation is that Pokemon needs to change how they have team building and, like, stats distributed. It shouldn't be through these cryptic, like, invisible... Like, you should be able to see your EV spreads, not just through, like, a weird visual graph, but it should just be like a click and drag, just like Showdown. Like, they should literally just take exactly how Showdown has functioned, how you can change nature, IV spreads, EVs on the fly, and use, like, the bar, and see an instant, like, results of, like, the actual stat values. That's what they should be doing within this game. They should just give Showdown money and be like, we're buying you, we're sponsoring you. Because they're not gonna, like, literally, it's like a parasitic relation, like, not parasitic. I guess it's like a parasitic relationship. Like, maybe that's not the... Symbiotic relationship is probably the better way to say it. That's how I feel about Showdown. Like, you almost need it to play this game at a high skill level. Yeah, the constant Rayquaza. Why do you keep bringing Rayquaza? Yeah. Are you here? Rayquaza user? Yeah, exactly. And also, in regards to, like, the zero IV Pokemon, so in the games we have bottle caps that can give you 31, which is like maxed IVs for a stat. They just need to make an item that does the opposite. If they make an item that does the opposite, that already, like, puts us in a huge win for the competitive scene. Because that's the issue with the game right now. Like, literally, this means you could transfer your, like, Kyogre from Pokemon Sapphire, from Game Boy Advance, that has terrible IVs, all the way up to Scarlet and Violet. You could use bottle caps that optimize all the IVs, and you can use like the opposite bottle cap if they ever make that item. People call it a rusty bottle cap. It's like a community, like, idea that's been tossed around for a while. You could just take Pokemon that you caught a decade ago, and now they're ready for competitive Pokemon like that. You know what I mean? You give it a mint, change its nature to modest or timid nature, whichever you're trying to do. Bam. Give it all these bottle caps, optimize IV spread, give it its max, like, special attack, max HP, or whatever you're doing. And you got yourself a Kyogre ready for PvP. It's like, literally, why not? Like, the Rayquaza looks like he's eyeing up Slowking. Yeah, just use Simple Beam on Rayquaza. That's a good idea, actually. That's actually a great idea, dog. I don't even know if PK Hex makes profit. There is a way, though, like, one thing I do, like, I'm not a big, like, I don't like Gen Pokemon, but something about Pokemon I do actually really find a lot interesting and do support is RNG manipulation. Only because, in my opinion, RNG manipulation is something that everyone has access to, and it's not using a third-party source to break the game. So, if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's like, I'm trying to think of a good example. What was like something that maybe people know about? Like the only thing I'm thinking about is like the blink method from PDSP. Like there's a way to track your blinks on your character in Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, and you can actually find shiny Pokemon like on the map, like on your screen, just by watching blinks. It's like with computers and things that are generated randomly, there's no such thing as true randomness within like computers creating code. It's all a pattern to some degree, and Pokemon's no different. So people have been able to like figure out ways to kind of like decipher patterns within the game. So every time you log into your game, for example, there's like a certain like RNG string that's being run up until you leave the game entirely and come back in again. And there's ways to, in certain games, to figure out, based on how you read like interactions on the like screen, you can time out things and figure out how to get shiny Pokemon. And it's like you can do it without hacking your Switch, without using third-party software. It's all within your Switch and your eyes and your game. It's pretty interesting. I mean, you'll have to use some sort of calculator that you have to analog input data yourself. But there's different games and versions of like this type of RNG manipulation. Like getting the Mew, for example, in the original Red and Blue. Have you ever heard of that? How you can like glitch in a Mew without using a Game Shark? That's RNG manipulation, for example. Like you're pretty much breaking the game, how it's already presented to you, by like doing some combination of inputs in the game where it like kind of just breaks it and does something different that wasn't intended to happen originally. Yeah. Sounds good. I'll get another raid up here. So yeah, like I think RNG manipulation is really cool. There's a couple of YouTube creators that I recommend. Papa Hefe and I'm a Blissey are great RNG manipulation Pokemon YouTubers. They do a lot of RNG manip in like the DS era and Game Boy Advance games. But there's a lot of like really cool things you can actually do within Pokemon games. And like just kind of as like almost like a design aspect or like technology aspect. It's kind of fascinating how once you learn how these games operate, it kind of just changes your perspective a little bit. But you know, speaking of RNG, like talking about like how you can't truly have a random number generated on a computer. Apparently there's like an organization, I'm trying to remember what it is. I think it's like some sort of like, I can't remember exactly. It's like some organization that has like, maybe like a lot of personal data of people in America or something. Like whatever their vaults are, the encryption code is actually generated by a room full of lava lamps. So there's like cameras all over this room, and it constantly generates a new code based on the patterns of all the lava lamps that are going on in the room. So that way hackers can never truly predict what the code could ever potentially be, like some sort of encryption pattern. And it's like I forget what it's called. I need to look this up so I can actually explain it and you can like see it. But this place is actually even open to the public, so people can come in and like interact with the lava lamps too, and it adds to the randomness of the encrypted codes that keep getting newly generated. So it's kind of interesting, like in a digital world to a degree, you have to kind of like, for true safety within a digital world, you have to kind of like leave the digital world where actual chance and randomness are 100% real. You know, it's pretty cool. But yeah, computers can't actually really be, at least like where they're at right now, they can't be 100% random. Oh yeah, there's a trick to get the level 100 Nidoking. I think you have to go to like the left of, what is it, Viridian City? Is that what it's called? The first one? Thanks for tuning in today, ladies and gentlemen. If you're watching on YouTube, please hit that like button. It does help my content out tremendously here. Alright, let's go. Sounds like Chaos Alfie. Sounds like straight up chaos. I've been munching on this breakfast burrito for like an hour. ZA is going to be really cool. Yeah, that's true. You gotta pay them good salary. Gotta give them a lot of bananas. I feel like they'd like break up into like groups and it'd be like a civil war. Like they might start throwing typewriters or breaking them apart. It becomes like medieval times in there. That'd be kind of crazy. That'd be cool, like... That'd be actually kind of like a cool anime premise. Like you live through the eyes of these two, like... monkey sects that, like... pretty much create... like there's like two leaders and they're like fighting for dominance in the office place. And there's just like people onlooking the whole time. But it's like... Dude, that could be sick, dude, honestly. 5 bananas per hour, that's like pretty good rate, honestly. Yeah. I just feel like there's gonna be bloodshed. Primates, I mean, we're primates too, you know. I feel like primates are like some of the scariest creatures in the wild. Just because like 1 minute they're very docile and seem friendly, and then the next minute they're like trying to ask for the manager. I'm just joking. But for real, it's like scary. It's because it's like so human also. Like that behavior. It's scary stuff. It's like looking into the void. You belong to the superior nation, it's true. I keep thinking of that movie Anaconda, like that old movie. But with like a giant superior with its little like hands. But those are hands. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Whoa, I got crit! Oh my goodness. They got me good. Alright, I need to get some more beverage after this raid. I'll get the next raid put up, but then I'm going to grab a beverage while the timer's up. GG's, by the way. simple enough. I should sell some of my XL candy real quick too. Let me do that actually. Because I've been maxed out for like a long time. And I could be, you know, making some good money doing that. Sounds good. Camera up sounds fun. Thanks again for all the help on getting the raids defeated. Real quick, let me sell some stuff. I'm gonna get another raid up here. Yeah, like, look. Dude, I just sold all of them. Honestly, why not? I just sold all of them. I barely use them. At this point. And also, I'll probably just get them back. Alright, let me get the next raid up here, and then I will be right back. Where are you? Did I pass it? Oh, it's right here. I must have skimmed over that. Okay. There it is. Yeah, maybe fish. I could see that being a good pathway to go. Alright, I'm gonna put the code in the chat and I will be right back while the lobby is filling up. I'll put the code here and then Yeah, what is the build you're gonna do for camera up? What build are you gonna do? Sweet team. Got a squad of shinies and me. So Viper Shiny is a cool color scheme. It looks even more toxic than it already did. Oh yeah, Gastro Acid, what am I doing? I don't need the skill swap here. Okay. I'm just gonna go for acid sprays. Beautiful. Yeah, this is an easy fight already. It's so funny, like, this is the Rayquaza Airlock song. It's like a remix of it. It should have been on when Rayquaza was in the battle. Like, over and over. Constantly. Oh wait, I gotta acid spray here probably. Yeah, this has been pretty easy, straightforward raid. That would actually be a cool combo. Oh my gosh, yeah, nice. Delphox one-shotting there. Good work. Another easy peasy raid in the bag. Beautiful work. GG's. Alright, let me get another one up here. Porygon Z. Ooh. I think, yeah, it has like such high special attack. You can take advantage of the acid spray. Sounds good. It'll be a surprise until you're done. me head over to the raid. You know what I should do? What's the sandwich for level 2 raid power? Let me see. For grass. Raid power, grass. I don't know which one it is. Just gonna keep scrolling until I find it. Where are you? Because this will give more rewards at the end of the raids. Come on. My eyes. Yeah, whenever you do like a raid power, it gives you just more items at the end. I think like raid 1 is 1 extra item from the item pool, 2 is 2 more. Let me see. I legitimately don't know which one of these it is. I could look online, it'd probably be faster. There's probably like a alternate version. But one of these should suffice. Suffice, I mean, excuse me. Where's the raid power one? Oh my gosh, did I even see one? I'm just gonna type online. Grass encounter power, or grass raid power sandwich. Let me see here. I want to share some base recipes. Six rice plus curry powder. What? I don't mind using Herba Mystica, honestly. I'm just gonna do a raid power 3 sandwich, even if it's Herba Mystica. Why is it? No, wait, these are not the right. Fighting now. That's not what I want. Flying now. Not poison. There's like a whole list here of every type and like level. Where's grass at, dog? There we go. Okay. I got it. This is gonna use some spicy and sweet Herba Mystica, but I don't really care because I probably have like so much now. So it's 1 basil and 1 jalapeno. And then sweet and spicy. Which ironically I'll probably get more Herba Mystica by just using this recipe anyways. Technically this is going to give me a sparkling boost too for grass. That means that like I might be able to find some grass shiny Pokemon running around, which is kind of cool. It's like a bonus. Alright, there I go. Now I can get back to hosting the raid. Spicy. Yeah. Yep, there we go. So there's going to be an Encounter Power 3 and Sparkling Power 3, so that means more Grass-type Pokemon on the map, and higher chances of them being shiny as well. But I mainly did it for this. Wait. Okay, no, it's just the Sun Current. I mean, technically, the Sun Current shiny is just like lighter, isn't it? Alright, let me put the code up. GR5BHL. Feel free to join if you'd like. Thanks again for tuning in. Just chilling. I was thinking about maybe doing some Unite for a little bit, but I didn't hear back from my buddy who I play with. So maybe he's off for a bit. We have room for one more person in this group. Feel free to join if you'd like. Ooh, you have it ready. Could be interesting. Oh, it's not ready yet. Soon. Alright, I'm gonna start it. Makes sense, yeah. Righty. Another raid occurring. Makes sense. You're trying to get the shiny one, right? Do you have an outbreak, or are you just in a certain area where you're force spawning them on the map? I'll skill swap just in case. Nice. Doing the isolate encounter method. That's also a very effective way to do it. Yo, what's up, Tess? Did you change your name, Kimberly? Or is this a different account that you're on? Welcome to the stream. Alright, let me go for acid spray now. Yeah, lunge is a good choice here. Okay, the shield phase begins. Okay. You're on your new Android tablet. So is this a new YouTube account then that you're on? Is this going to be the new one that you're on from now on? Or is this just the one you're on this tablet? I'm glad you got your tablet though, that's awesome. Alright, I should probably go for the assets first. Yeah, it's that time again. Ooh, chilling water on your Slow King. That's a good idea to have too. Of course I get crit. Sounds good. Sounds like a plan to me. Your old one kept crashing. Yeah, I remember you saying that. Glad you got a new one. Let's see. Time to Terra and go for the Sludge Bomb. Time to nuke. How you liking your new tablet? I did not know that. Easy peasy. Lemon squeezy. So is that what you're running? Simple times. That's pretty cool. Alright, that's a GG. Well done, everyone. Let me get another raid up here. Did that give me any significant difference in rewards? Maybe. Alright. Getting that next raid. I guess we'll see. Is it Numal that you're running? Or is it Camera? Where do I go from here? Where do I go from here? Where do I go? No, I wasn't getting worried. I knew you were handling business. You had stuff going on. Ooh, growth. Alright, let me get the code up here. Feel free to join. Here is the code. Camera up, the underrated fire type Pokemon potentially. Sounds good, Yoko. That's cool that you're doing some illustrations. What are you doing them digitally, or you were doing them traditional? Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, the Rayquaza will mess up the camera up strategy. By any chance does someone have Simple Beam? No, I wasn't worried about you, Kimberly. I knew you were gonna handle business and make sure you got here and all that jazz. You know, I knew you were gonna make sure it was all good. The next battle, we're trying to do a sun strategy. So if we could try not to have Rayquaza, like just pick a different Pokemon that isn't Rayquaza. Because I won't start the raid next time if that's the case. Because Rayquaza's ability is stopping the sun strategy from occurring, and we need to do it for camera up. Glad that you're back, Kimberly. Do you want me to still call you Kimberly, or do you want me to call you Tess? Your new name here. You primarily digitally draw, but you plan everything traditionally. That's the way to do it sometimes. There's something that's nice about the pen and pencil hitting the pad still. Alright, let me Swift or skill swap here. I almost like forgot what I was doing. Alright, sounds good. Sorry about that, Lord Articuno, by the way. I apologize. I don't even know, like, the person who's using Rayquaza, are you here? Like, can you hear me? Because you could just run a different Pokemon, like if you have Ho-Oh or something, just bring that next fight. If you make it into the lobby. That's really cool. Are you into animation? Or is it like just kind of like comic stuff? Let's see. Because, you know, animation is pretty much just multiple illustrations together. And if you're good at, if you do life drawing, you can definitely, I mean, that's why you do life drawing, is you just being able to draw weighted still images. That's the key. Something that looks grounded in space, proportions, foreshadowing, foreshortening. I mean, not foreshadowing, foreshortening. Excuse me. Perspective. Matt doesn't know about your new Android tablet. Well, you better let him know. He's gonna be like, "You holding out on me, Kimberly? What other secrets you got?" I'm just kidding. But you'll tell him. He'll know next, right? Very nice. That's awesome. What programs do you use? Are you a Adobe user? I feel like a lot of people kind of like have tread away from Adobe recently due to their greed. Or they've been just pirating it. Heck yes, Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic is just like popular, yeah. Generationally. I remember when I was a kid, I was watching Sonic the Hedgehog as a cartoon on like PBS or something. Like in the mornings before school. Like I swear, like it's crazy. I remember playing Sonic on the Genesis as a kid. Sega Genesis. That was like, I didn't get an NES, I got a Genesis when I was growing up. You're using it, Adobe Animate. That's kind of like the new Flash, right? Like what Flash turned into, if I'm not mistaken, right? Because Flash is not a thing. It hasn't been for a while. Like it's more than Flash. It's like Adobe's animation software, but it's like, I feel like that's what Flash converted into. I don't think I've ever tried OpenTunes myself, personally. I know like Toon Boom is like popular, but I've never even tried to use it myself. Alright. Yeah, I knew Donphan learns Ice Shard. Because people would run it in singles, I think, with Ice Shard back in the day. I think for like Sash and stuff like that. Or like pick up knockouts. Oh cool, so it's free, but it's just kind of like not as user friendly. That's pretty cool. There's a picture of me when I was like 10 years old. I think it's like the 90s, right? Like when I was growing up. I was like 10, I think maybe. Maybe I was a little bit younger. I don't remember how old I was, but I was playing baseball. And there's a picture of me, my mom like sent it to me recently. Like I'm standing in my front yard holding a Sonic the Hedgehog comic book. It's so funny, you know. So random. Like I'm dressed up in my baseball uniform, like I'm about to go to practice, but I'm like holding my Sonic comic. Like when I was a kid, I remember I was like, I wanted to make my own Sonic the Hedgehog character, but it wasn't a hedgehog. Mine was like a lizard. I can't remember what its name was. It was like a lizard, but it had like the same kind of powers as Sonic. Like it could go really fast. I had like all these like drawings from when I was like, really young on like lined paper that my mom kept. It's so funny. I think I call it like Lizzie or something. Something very like what you'd think a kid would call something. Second loss because Orenda's and Royal moves. Ah, that's rough. GG's everyone. So the next one, the next raid I do, I'm not going to start the raid if it's Rayquaza. Like if you lock in with Rayquaza, I'm going to keep resetting the lobby. Just pick a different Pokemon if you're going to join whoever the trainer keeps bringing it, because the Rayquaza otherwise is going to prevent us from doing the camera strategy that we're trying to do. Its ability airlock is actually bad for us. So please, just if you can hear me, because clearly you can see the stream, bring a different Pokemon or just sit this one out for a second, please. I would really appreciate that. 1 second. Whoops. I almost feel like I should show this photo. Sounds good. Alright. Wait, we do have the Latias though. They could simple beam it. Wait, we're trying to do the strategy with camera up though. Are you still here though, right? You're still here. I might have to reset this raid. I'm just like so confused, like, do they not understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm like so confused. It just feels like such a simple request to ask of someone. As long as I didn't make Sonic shoot. No, I didn't. That's like way after me. Like Sonic's just like one of those cartoons that it's like kind of like Dragon Ball Z for kids. I saw someone online explain it like that and I can't unsee it now. Because it kind of is like almost one for one, just like Dragon Ball Z. Like Knuckles is like Piccolo, like the rival that becomes the unlikely ally. And then like Shadow is pretty much like Vegeta. You're not ready yet? Okay, so if you're not ready yet, that's fine then. I guess I can continue on. I'm just confused, you know, like I'm just confused. It just feels like a little rude, honestly. But whatever. Maybe they just can't comprehend what I'm saying at all. Maybe I should just be flattered that if they can't understand me whatsoever, they've stayed this long. So I don't know how to take it. I'm flattered, I guess. No, I lost sleep. Kimberly, I couldn't eat properly. I was vomiting almost every day. My fever, I got a fever because you were gone. It was a tough time. No, I was fine. It was totally fine. I'm glad you're back though. They almost pulled the life support on me, but thankfully he came back today. They legitimately, like in an hour, were about to just end me. I like to think that like I don't, you know, I just don't even want to think about it. Like there's no point to try to comprehend it. It just, once the camera parade comes in, there's like a zero tolerance policy. Get well soon. Thank you. Yeah, you don't know the impact you have on people. You know, you just don't know. Actually, that'd be more fun. Let's attack Rayquaza this battle. Let's do that. That just sounds like a great idea. I go for acid sprays, so when it gets hit with Dragon Pulse, it just gets like one shot. That's a great idea. What's your fetish? And I left contrary on it, so that should help speed things up a little bit here. Wait, what's going on? Am I seeing things? I don't know. I swear, like, I'm doing the same thing I always do. How's it feel to know exactly what's going on and just not doing it? How's it feel to be alive? Look, I'll even give you a light screen boost. It ain't gonna save you. Come for me now. Turn on me now. I'm like Palpatine. Turn to the dark side. Use your anger. Use your anger, Rayquaza. And forever turn to the dark side. Like I have my cape. Literally, I look like a villain. It's about time. You know, I was just trying to... Like, Slow King or Slow Queen here is a narcissist. Straight up, like, sociopathic behavior. So, since we're not working together anymore and I'm not getting something out of this, tables are turned. Like, I am... You know, this Slow Queen has been diagnosed narcissism on the spectrum. Like, you know what I mean? Like, straight up. Gotta be careful sometimes. Not really using their techniques to regulate their emotions properly. Oh, there we go. Bye. Getting nuked by a leaf storm. I'm Batman. I'm not the hero we deserve. Not all heroes wear capes, but this one does. What is wrong with me? I'm not trying to belittle mental health either. That, like, This is a dangerous situation. You have a one-hit KO Charizard solo? I don't have the Charizard built. For now, I'm more interested in just hosting raids for people than doing a solo particularly, but that does sound sick. Thank you, Kimberly, and thank you for killing me by showing up. If you didn't show up today, like I said, no more Sassifrass streams ever again. So, have a great rest of your weekend. Good night. Did you leave yet? Are you still? Anyways, here's the code to that raid. And, yeah. If you want to kill Rayquaza, you can join this group. We can join forces. It could be a beautiful sight. Oh my gosh.
Your children need to know there's a devil, and he hates them, and he wants to ruin their life. There was even a couple of reports where children had been stabbed by other children.
Does this mean?
Pokemon cards. Our kids are going out.
Mamma mia, it's a Rayquaza. Like, this person's quick with it too. Like, they just straight up like. Homie just don't learn. It's like a moth going into the flame. And I'm the flame. Yeah, that's a good idea. I decided to step away. Violence isn't always the answer here, kids. That's what you'll learn from this. You don't have to use brute force and violence to get your way in life. You don't need to storm the Capitol on January 6th to prove a point. I'm sorry, what am I talking about? Please do not bring Rayquaza to this raid. You know what I should do? I just go to MS Paint and just bring a giant Rayquaza picture and put an X through it. Like, here's a universal language that everyone speaks. I mean, honestly, this is content too. Like, at this point, like, that's a viewer here that's like giving me a view still. So I will milk this like any good streamer could. I should open up MS Paint right now and just draw Rayquaza, but like, no. Put an X, like, do you understand this? Does it make sense yet? Does picture make sense to you? Of Pokemon you like? I'll make sure to use the shiny picture too, so they're not confused. You know, like, oh, they want me. It's like, that's just a regular Rayquaza. That's not my Rayquaza. My Rayquaza is shiny Rayquaza, because it's so special. Aren't you impressed by my shiny fly Rayquaza? That uses fly? So amazing. Anyways. Let me grab the picture of Rayquaza. I'm doing it anyways. Like, Rayquaza, you know what? You mid Pokemon, not even that great. Let's be real. Not even good in competitive Pokemon. That's why Groudon and Kyogre get all the play. No one uses Rayquaza because it's terrible. Alright, it's all coming out right now. I'm doxing Rayquaza on the stream. Where's it at? Where are you? See this picture? This is Rayquaza. This is the Pokemon you brought every time. No! No fucking Rayquazas. See? Does this make sense to you? It may not be the shiny. This is all I'm trying to say. Do not bring this Pokemon. It keeps stopping us from doing the strategies we're trying to do for fun. And what you're doing is not fun. It's just basic as all hell. Please. For the Lord Arceus up in the sky.
In this country, whether it's rock music, whether it's primetime programming and cable programming,
Yeah, like, it's nothing personal to you. We've been able to beat the raids. It's just like, you're not listening. And that's like, are you trying to like, I don't understand where that's come from. Are you like, it's okay, we'll move on. Here, we're gonna do this without a Rayquaza regardless. We have peace. We've finally separated ourselves from the airlock that's been on our throats, sucking out all the sunny days. All of our sunny days that we just wanted to walk out, you know, get some sun on our skin. This Rayquaza is just chilling. See, look, literally the sunny day sucking away. Paid actor. We just need to eliminate the Rayquaza from the like stream. You know what I mean? We just need to like publicly hang the Rayquaza user in video games. In Minecraft, I mean, excuse me. Report this channel for harassment now. Like legitimately. We're at peace now. This is like, we don't get a lot of times for peace. Just try to get to know our neighbors here for a second. Yo, Maji, good to meet you. Welcome to the battle. Thank you for not being a Rayquaza. Dude, I'm about to bring... I should have just brought Rayquaza. We should have just brought all Rayquazas. Let's all bring Rayquaza to the next one, just so we can stand in unity with Rayquaza. It's not about Rayquaza. It's about listening. Like, I'm pretty fair, you know? I'm, like, relatively chill about how things go down here, you know? It's pretty open-ended. All I ask is for mild cooperation once in a blue moon. That's all that we gotta do here, you know? For the most part, for how chaotic things are here, with organization, things have seemed to work out relatively good. Occasionally there's going to be a troll. I think that person was just trolling, honestly. Because that's just like some amazing behavior. Shakes me to my core. Can Porygon Z get a fire move? I don't remember if it does. I feel like it gets like electric, like Thunderbolt, Ice Beam. I don't remember. Does it get Flamethrower? I think it does, doesn't it? Are you using Flamethrower and I'm just not paying attention? Because that could be dope here. Terrifier, Porygon. In the sun, of course. Yeah, that's true too. It is possible they just had me muted. Which breaks my heart. Using me for my superior raids. Don't even want to get to know me. You are sick. I mean, it's whatever. Like, for real. You don't need to... You don't need to know me. These are for you. Just sick and twisted. You don't want to know me. Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, Porygon Z just hits hard. Like a truck. That is pretty cool. That's what's cool about the normal types too that have Terra Blast, is that you can take advantage of the stab prior to if you do have a different Terra type upon, you know, terraing. Sorry about getting a little sassy there for a second. I mean, that's just kind of how I am. I kind of take it too far. But if you found it funny, then perfect. Glad that you enjoyed a giggle at my confusion. It's just kind of funny, like, being in a scenario where we're all kind of, like, talking to each other, right? But, like, I'm hosting it, right? Like, you know at all times what I'm trying to say to you, what I'm presenting to you in the game. But, like, unless someone's talking to me directly in the chat who's participating, I have no idea what's going on. And I can't assume much, really, because it could be vastly different scenarios, all leading to the same outcome. Like, for all we know, maybe that guy's, like, having an argument with his girlfriend or his wife. And she's like, "Why are you always picking the 7-star Tera Raids over me, John?" And he's like, "Honey, I paid $10 $100 in raids and Pokemon Go for the shiny Rayquaza. I gotta flaunt it. That's like the one thing I like doing. You know how it is on Fridays." You know what I mean? Like, and then she's like, "But John, it's always the 7-star Tera Raids over our time. You know I work hard in this relationship. I sacrifice." You know, it's like, it could be really complicated what's going on in that dude's life. And he had to mute the stream. Like, he was like, "I love Sassifrass. He's my favorite streamer of all time. Amazing creator." But just by chance this one time, had to mute the stream because he's going through a real tough time with his life. And he just didn't hear me saying, "Hey, don't use Rayquaza." And he's just thinking like, "Man, these raids are bringing me utter joy. If it wasn't for this, I'd just lose it. Maybe there wouldn't be a sunrise." And then, you know, he saw that picture. Saw the red pencil scribbling on Rayquaza. He couldn't handle it. He left. Now he's really thinking about life. How could he have picked Tera Raids over his loved one? Why would he hurt the ones close to him and spend his time with online strangers instead of just embracing the moment? He has a better life than most. Anyways, yeah, so we can't just assume too much here. Yeah, I want to know what the camera up build is. So here is the code for the next raid. So is it time for the camera up, by the way? Is it time? Is it time for the camera parade? Camera. Did it rain? Did it rain? The camera. Also, if you're watching on YouTube, will you please hit the like button? It does help my content out a lot here on YouTube. All right, we got a new person looking good. Wheat. Let's go. Yeah, you might as well. You might not need protect. Yeah, it's okay. A lot of people are doing repeats. It's not an issue. It's just mainly when someone's asking for something, I want to try to make that happen. And for the most part, there's never issues with it. But occasionally there's going to be a troll or someone who's not communicating properly. It just is the nature of doing anything online. Yeah, feel free to do more when there's openings. That's why I'm doing these. Like, I don't need to be doing this particularly. It's more just to help people out, hook people out who want to just have fun trying new strategies, grind items, and also for the occasional person who needs to do it for the first time still. Lord Articuno is asking if anyone has a sunny day. Yeah. There you go. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Yeah, these raids are so easy. Thanks for helping out. Take them down. Oh yeah, also a reminder, I actually released my first solo album today. It went live on YouTube Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music. I played through the album earlier on stream. Let me see if I can get a link to the album on YouTube. That way, if anyone wants to check it out at some point, that would be cool. Let me go to my YouTubes. I'll just post the playlist of the album from YouTube because it is free. You can just listen to it on YouTube for free. But if you do have Spotify and such, or like some other sort of whatever your preferred streaming platform is music-wise, you should be able to play my album there. But yeah, I just went live today. If you're enjoying the vibe here, maybe there's a chance you'll like some of my music, and you just happen to be catching me at a time where I'm getting back into music production as a hobby. Well, getting back into writing and performing music as a hobby, but sound production, sound engineering, it's my first time dabbling in it. Alright, we'll get you in on the next one, Lord Articuno. Perfect. It looks like the Rayquaza kind of stopped joining the raids. Maybe they finally understood. Or maybe they're resolving out their relationship issues. You know? More than likely. I'm just if you're confused, I'm just creating like a fake narrative that's like obscene. Not even obscene, but like a little more like ridiculous and dramatic than it probably actually is. Yeah, that's funnier to me. Dark situation. I have a dark sense of humor. I tend to take things too far. But that's the beauty of the Sassifrass world. Alright, let me find the next raid. It keeps me more sane. believing these ridiculous yarns. No problem, GG's. Oh wait, that's right. You need to get Sunny Day. That's a good point. I'll just go knock out some of these Pokemon. I do want to get you in one of these raids though, but I almost forgot you were trying to get Sunny Day TM, of course. Of course. I need to shiny hunt Cloth still. That's one that I started hunting one time and I just never continued. Because you kind of just have to run in a circle for a while. Like around this area. Let me know when you're ready to join the raid and I'll go find it and set it up. And then we'll get you in on the next one. We'll do the Sunny Day strategy. And that will be a good time. More than likely a Rayquaza will show up. Wife said, I finally understand why you love Tera Raids so much. Because she did her own Tera Raid with Rayquaza. Muting the stream they're in. And it just clicked with her. She finally gets it. Now I know why you picked these over me, honey. They're so fun. You click a button and you fly up, fly down, fly up, fly down, fly up, fly down. Oh wait, that's actually a real Pokemon. That's so fun. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's true. You have to kind of like stick it into their skin so it leaves like an imprint on the Pokemon. Like you gotta push it so hard that it leaves like a little mark on them. And it makes them stronger. If the graphics were any better in Pokemon games, we'd be questioning the ethics of them. Seeing like blood and gore. Like legitimately, Pokemon be getting like decapitated in some of these attacks. It's the candy version. You just like give them like multiple vaccines at once. Have you seen that story of that girl that got like 3 vaccines at once? And apparently she was never vaccinated before. And she was trying to get some surgery done, but they gave her multiple vaccines at the same time that like, I guess, like they reacted poorly together. Like you're not supposed to be like getting injected with that much stuff that fast. Don't even look it up. It's like one of those like weird, rare situations that you don't typically see. Yeah. Just like standard procedure stuff, but you are supposed to space out stuff like that when you're like getting that initially. You're not supposed to just like get it all loaded up at once. It's not like... I never really even thought about it personally. But yeah, poor girl. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. No Rayquaza. Looking good. The dream is up and alive. Yeah, honestly, I'm probably only gonna do like another raid or two after this one, maybe for today. Potentially. It has been fun though. Yeah. I actually forgot to... So my album came out today, and when I've been releasing my singles, I've been doing like listening streams, just like focusing on the music. I didn't do that today, and I forgot to even like tweet about my album. I don't really post on X anymore in general. I never, like, I'm just like not... It's not really my type of like platform, I guess. I feel like I get mad when I go on that platform reading stuff, because it's just like, it's just different these days. And even then, it's like, it's always been kind of toxic. But there's sometimes really valuable insight that could be said on like X or Twitter. Oh no. Not camera up. John. Jonathan. Did you get crit or something? Jonathan. Yeah, it does. It's like, I mean, it's something. Yeah, don't worry. It's okay, John. Camera up. We'll find peace here soon. And unload. It has base 70 special defense. Yeah, that's kind of low. I think Slow King, for example, has like base 130. So, if I recall correctly. Jonathan. John. Your name's John. I don't know why I'm like yelling that. My brain just kind of like trailed off there. GG's. Okay. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do like 1 or 2 more for now. Well done. Yeah, probably like 2 more. And then I'm gonna head off. Because I've been on for a while, actually. Let's find that next raid. So yeah, 2 more. This one and then 1 more. And that will be the end. School villain. So you need Latios if we do that. That was pretty sick. That one time. Unexpected one shot for the shield phase. Pretty insane. see. Press A. Sorry about that. I was looking at something. An email. I was just reading a work email. All good. All good. Yeah, we're gonna try to one-shot. Let's just set up acid sprays and sun. And bam. If you have acid sprays, then that's perfect fun. Yeah. So if we lit Skull Villain, set up 3 growths. Is it 3 or 2? I think it's only 2, right? Pretty much it will be able to one-shot Serperior before the shield phase. With the flamethrower in the sun. I'll go for an attack cheer here too also actually. Just to buff you up even more. Alright. There you go. Let's see. Should be a one-shot, right? Yeah, very nice. That's efficient. Nicely done. Yeah, that crushes. Alright, let me get one more. So this will be the last one. Yeah, we accidentally did that earlier. We weren't even planning it, we were just doing stuff. And it happened. But that time, that was like just well coordinated. Yeah, it's kind of insane seeing it get one shot like that after all these battles. Realizing that we could just be doing that. Saving all that shield phase shenanigans. Setting up twice in the fight, you know? Yeah, we could try that one last time because it's super effective, right? Thanks again for tuning in. This will be the final raid of the stream because I gotta spend a little bit of time promoting my album. Oh my fuck! Dude, that's a shiny! Dude, that's the second freaking shiny I found today. Dude, what? Dude, that's the second shiny I found on stream. That's crazy. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, I'm gonna try to catch this in a beast ball. Come on, just stay in. Oh, it's gonna break out. It's fine. I got that from the lotto. Like, it's like easy to get those if you spend a little bit of time there. I'm gonna try a lure ball since I have 2 of them. Come on, stay in. Broke out also. It is level 50, to be fair. Makes it a little more difficult. I'm gonna try one more time the beast ball. Whatever. Come on. Nice. Caught it in a beast ball, baby. Johnny Passimian. That's so crazy. And my second shiny just kind of running around getting raids today. Let me check it out here real quick. Oh yeah, I'm already in my shiny box now too. Here it is. New mark. That's cool. Alright, let me get the final raid of the stream up here. Yeah, pretty insane just finding that like that. Very cool. Alright. Laggy in this area, like crazy. Alright, final raid. Here's the code. You gotta get some quick materials. Do you have to make a sunny day TM or something? Let me see something. Do you want me to wait one moment before I start the raid? But yeah, this will be, again, the final raid of the stream. Okay. Alright, here's the final raid of the stream. Thanks again for tuning in, and also, if you are watching on YouTube, please hit the like button. Helps me out a lot. And I do like to stream these type of like hosting streams during these raid events. And I occasionally do like shiny hunting streams here as well on the channel. Thank you so much, Yoko-chan. Appreciate that. Thanks for swinging by and chatting me up a bit too. Alright, final raid. We're gonna try to one-shot it one last time with Skull Villain, it looks like. Go. Yeah, definitely. I'd love to see that. Sounds really cool. It kicked you. It's okay. I'll just go for Acid Spray 3 times. And I think it'll still achieve the same goal. Alrighty. We're almost done here. No, it's okay, Keenan. Thanks for helping out in general. At least you let us know, you know what I mean? Let's see. Yeah, I think it's still gonna kind of function relatively the same. Yep. A little bit of healing back here. And just a reminder, if anyone wants to check out some of my music, you can check out this YouTube playlist. I just released my album today fully. It's on Spotify as well. Fortified Time is the name of the album by Rob Sassy. More welcome to check it out if you're intrigued at all, if you're just curious what it might sound like. I'm sure there's at least something that I put out on my first album that you would enjoy. And it would help support my stuff in the algorithm. But yeah, again, I just appreciate you hanging out, doing some raids with me, chatting me up a bit while we take down Serperior here. Looks like we missed that threshold due to the fact of excuse me, like the disconnect, but it's okay. We'll still be able to beat the raid. I'm gonna Tera Poison here and just start sludge bombing away. Also, if any of you play Pokemon Go and do Go Battle League, my main YouTube channel that's just Sassifrass, I actually do put out Go Battle League content, Pokemon Go PvP content on that channel. So I don't know if anyone here plays Go, or even like if you do play Go, do you play it competitively or do Go Battle League? I have a separate channel that's focused on PvP and Pokemon Go. Let's go. This one's more like shiny hunting and playing through Pokemon games and other games in general. Boom. Tera Raids, Scarlet Violet. I don't know, sometimes I do VGC battles on this channel. I don't always though. Oh! Oh no. Not John. John. Okay. At least the Venusaur using a better shock. Yeah, that's pretty dope. Very nice. That will be the final raid of the stream. Did I post the link to my... I'll post it one more time because I don't know if I did. But yeah, thanks for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. I'm heading off for now. It's been a lot of fun playing. And yeah, you all have a great rest of your day. I don't know. I'll be a little busy this weekend. There might be a chance I might do one more stream before the end of this particular event. But I'm not going to promise it. If anything, you'll just see it scheduled on YouTube. But thanks again for tuning in. The Sass Squad's getting stronger each and every day. You have good morning, evening, afternoon, wherever you're tuning in. And I'll catch you in the next one. Take care, everyone. Thanks again. Peace. Bye-bye. GG's.